Konnichiwa, Crispy Akiyama. We here with another video of plugins I actually use as a full-time recording, mixing engineer, and producer. Right here we have, something very special. Up until this plugin, I did not know that this was possible in the box. What this actually does, and of course it is the P455 Sidecar by Pulsar Modular in conjunction or in collaboration with Mark Daniel Nelson. Mark Daniel Nelson being a top tier mixing engineer, and just he seems like a cool guy, like someone you just would like to know in real life. So basically, just getting to it, I have this pulled up, the manual, because I think it's very important. This is modeled at, well, portion of it is modeled after this that API sidecar, which was taken. It was from a full console that was broken up into these 8 channels, and sidecar of the first 8 buckets of the Sausalito Record Plant's beautiful API console, which recorded Rumors, Fleetwood Mac, Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder, historical artists like Bob Marley, Grateful Dead, Huey Lewis and the News, Rick James, Prince, many more. Obviously that thing has some history, right? So in essence, what that does is it models that sidecar. You have your summing, which you can do either emulate it running through 2 channels, like a stereo left and right, or 8 channels. I typically keep it at the 8 channels, honestly. You have your input, your bias, and this is the input driving into the whole thing, which you will see. This is and I'm going to keep bringing this up throughout the whole thing because it's very important. Zayad, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Zayad is very intentional. If you have ever used a Pulsar Modular plugin, or if you've ever been in the Gearspace threads or watched his videos, you know that this man is very brilliant and very intentional about how he does everything. I realize if there's something about, and this isn't, I don't have any plugin bias to certain manufacturers or anything. These guys aren't paying me. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I'm just someone who uses the plugins. But one thing I did notice at this point with Zayad's plugins, if I realized if I don't like the plugin, it's just because I don't have an understanding of it yet. Everything that I've had an understanding of on Zayad's plugins, the Pulsar Modular stuff, I've loved. From P42 to, well, obviously the P455. I had the P440, but I never really clamped on to that one too much. I know it's a great plugin though. I just never really got in too heavy into it. And then of course the compressor, the Abyss, the P11 is top tier. So anyway, let's talk about this plugin. The input, it raises or lowers the raw input signals prior to hitting the input transformer. So understand that when you're boosting this, you're boosting signal into hitting that input transformer. You have the bias, which calibrates the input transformer and the line amp to run hot or cool. And I'll show you guys where the line amp is placed at. You have your meters, and then the channel summing I was talking about. Let's actually go back to the plugin. You have your 4-band EQ, API EQ, which is cool. The bottom and top you can do as shelves or as bells. You have filters, which what I like too is that you can the filters come after the EQ, so you can really shape. If you want to really boost some low end and high end, you can control it after the fact. So that's cool. You have this compressor, which is not modeled after anything specifically. It's something that they created themselves. Threshold, attack, release, output, and then you have a 80 hertz. It is 80 hertz, right? Yeah, 80 hertz sidechain filter. Then you have 2 ratios. These are very light ratios. I don't even think they go above 2:1. I'll double check that in the manual. What's beautiful is you have this analog section too, which emulates 2 different converters, A to D converters. analog to digital converter. So basically, as the circuitry, as the sound is moving through all these pieces of equipment when you're using hardware, it is hitting a analog to digital converter to turn it from electricity current into ones and zeros so your computer can process it. Now, high-end converters, they should sound transparent. They do for the most part, though even with them sounding transparent, they have different sounds. It's just, you might ask, how is that possible? It just is what it is. And you can hear it as it's going through different converters. This has a completely different sound. And really the difference that I hear for the most part is the sound stage is different. The imaging quality, or the imaging is different, not the quality. They're both great. It just depends what you're going for. And I'll show you that. And then you have a line amp. So this line amp right here is from his AT101 compressor, which is a Fairchild emulation. Matter of fact, let's just go straight to 1.8 to 1, 2 to 1 ratio. Okay, see, I was right. They're under 2 to 1, so it's very light, very light. Let's see here. Line amp. Okay, Mark's favorite line amp, featuring top quality tubes, transformers, inductors, and all manner of meticulously sourced all analog components. No PCB permitted. Now, something to keep in mind is, what's cool is this output, it actually boosts into, we'll just see right here, adjust the output level after compression. This makeup gain amplification stage features a Class A transformer that provides a clean balance and characterful analog boost and attenuation. So, one of my favorite things about Pulsar Modular plugins is these manuals are very well thought out, and make sure that you very much understand what the heck is going on. So that kind of, as they say, Willy. So this is the Willy one. This is the Atticus, the converters, the AD converters. Willy is tight, punchy, strong, open, and forward. Atticus is laid back, velvety, wide, and magical, with an ability to extend notes and create holographic imagery. So you guys will actually hear that as we go through and change. And this was a line amp. The results of engaging the line amp are immediate and breathtaking. The audio undergoes an expansive and dimensional transformation, extending not only along the conventional vertical plane, but also expanding its presence horizontally and spatially. So this is definitely doing something. Let's just put it that way. It's sitting on the way out. What I also love about these is they give you tips and tricks. So whenever you use a Pulsar Modular, if you end up demoing this, which I highly recommend, please read the manual. Because like I said, Zayad is so intentional, and if you've watched any of Mark Daniel Nelson's videos, you know that man is very intentional with what he does as well. And that's why they're both great in their own regards. So now I just wanted to go over that. I wanted to go over the manual portionally because I didn't want to miss anything, as in showing you guys what this does. Oh, and then there's this right here, the Mod 1 and Mod 2. Which are just different modifications regarding the 8-channel summing. So it's just a quick little different modification. So now, how do I use this plugin? How I use this plugin, it is not how you need to use the plugin. This is just how I use it. All right. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind. I go for this plugin mainly because I love what it does spatially. It gives a low end octave, low end extension, and it just creates space. It allows everything to sit in its own place, rightfully so. I know you're saying, why are you boosting 12 dB right here and it's lower 12 dB? this is just for example purposes. I'm going to show you this is not what I actually do all the time, but you could if you want to. So I'm going to bring it in and bring it out. I think it's pretty much gain staged, but this is the stereo bus anyway. So yeah, let's bring it in and out.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah.
All right. First thing that you should hear is the sense of space created. It's like all the sounds go from let's start with the low end. Okay, let's start with the low end. The low end goes from being your roommate to your neighbor downstairs. That is a visual analogy to explain what this is doing. I've never heard a plugin actually do this. I've heard it in songs, but I've never heard it in a plugin until this plugin. It's called just how the low end extends. Listen to the low end. Now actually this was part of what I was doing, so let me go ahead and play it again. Listen to the low end. Listen to where the low end sits.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen.
So just by engaging this, it helps the low end sit. Now, what I was doing with this is I was really driving that output and hitting all that beautiful circuitry, because what I noticed is
this the epitome.
Let's not do any compression.
Yeah, this the epitome.
Let's not do any compression. All right. Understand, even though, and it says it in the manual too, when you saturate, saturation is a form of compression, right? Especially once you start really pushing it. So what I heard when I pushed the output on this specifically and a level match, if you just hold shift and use your mouse, you can do that. So I noticed that it helped control the dynamics of the low end and created more space for everything else in the mix by doing this, because when it saturated it, it's like it's saturating and compressing a lot of that low end and just getting things tighter. So let's listen to that. I'm gonna bring this in and out, or kind of just play around with it. So listen.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome.
Listen to the bass. Listen to the growl of the bass. The bass is almost around the same spot where the vocals are at, but as I go through it and I play with this, and I'm being excessive with it, but I'm doing this to prove a point and show you. So listen to the positioning of the growl of the bass. It's like right where the vocals are, and as I push this output and I allow that saturation to compress, specifically that low end, it's like it helps sandwich the dynamics of that low end. It helps it's still able to be articulated, but it's the position, the imaging, what's happening. It's sitting in a different space now.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it.
All right, so that's the first thing. That's one of the things that I like to do. Now I don't always drive it, plus 12, or actually rarely, if ever. Actually, I can't even say I ever have. Okay, but now that's the output transformer and stuff like that for this compressor. Now let's play with the input transformer by boosting the signal into here. And same thing, you hold shift and then you can adjust it. So because these are completely different sounds. You're hitting an input transformer of this and an output transformer of this. All right.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something?
I can hear that the bass is being more controlled by pushing it this. There's different things that are being saturated, different ways that they're being controlled. I personally like the output stage of this more as opposed to driving the input. I like driving the output stage more.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little.
So something that's also to be said is I'm going into this thing pretty light, like not loud at all. Like the peaks are hitting -20. I could for sure push more into this. But that's usually I might be hitting anywhere between -18 to -15. So matter of fact, let's do that. So this is about to be a 3 dB jump. Just be mindful if you need to adjust your speakers. It's not a huge jump, but it is different. So here we go.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you.
Cool. So that is there. Now let's go through and play with the different converters. Your first thing you'll notice is just the spatial difference. That's really the big thing you'll notice.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you fronting. Won't get what you need if you lack.
Yeah, so I mean, as I said in the manual, this is definitely more focused, tighter, and this definitely has that holographic, wide feel, spacious feel. One does not sound better than the other. It's just what's going to sound better for the record that you're working on. And then last thing is we'll play with the line amp. Now, let me say this. Actually, excuse me. This EQ sounds amazing. The only reason why I don't reach for this EQ is, if you guys saw my other videos, is I have Ruby. I'm doing a lot of my tone shaping with Ruby. So the only time I might actually really go through and use this is if there's a spot that Ruby didn't hit that I might need on the master. And majority of times I'm just going to address that on an individual channel as opposed to trying to cover it up on the master. So I would like you guys to download the demo so you guys can try the EQ for yourself. And it is an amazing sounding EQ, but like I said, I just want to go over how I personally use the plugin. And since I don't really use the EQ or at all, I want to, there's a lot of other videos that show you guys the EQ. All right. Matter of fact, Mark Daniel Nelson did the perfect video. I wish everybody who signed off on creating their own signature line created a video the way that they did when they created this plugin. All right. And they even created a second video when they made updates. So I'm just showing you guys how I personally use the plugin in hip hop and R&B music. This is how I'm reaching for it. All right, let's go for the line amp now. Listen to that.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running.
Whoa, listen to the kick. Listen to the kick in the low end.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lack, and you should be having. Let's make it happen. Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something?
All right, now I might be boosting too much into output, but man, you can hear that kick is hitting that low end. Is you can hear how these amps are affecting that low end and that kick. It sounds good without it, but it sounds better, and it just has a gooier effect to everything.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you lacking.
That low end sounds way more glued together. They sound like they're actually love each other during family photos when you have that line amp engaged. Without it, it just sounds like they was fighting in the car on their way to Sears to take their family photo. With the line amp on, it sounds like they actually fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, this is the P455 MDN. Like I said, I try to keep this video as short as possible. Actually, let's do this. Let's do this last thing. This is for the modification for 8-channel summing.
Yeah, this the epitome of it. Why you wanna be an enemy of it? Freak magnet, you feel a little something? It only pull if you like how I'm coming. Can't have what you want when you running. Won't get what you need if you frontin'. Won't get what you need if you like.
Yeah, so the mod 1 it sounds like it just has more relaxed of a mid-range. The mod 2 sounds more forward. I know that they talk about it in here, so I want to see if what I'm hearing is in alignment with what they had in mind when they made the plugin. This will be the last thing, and then we'll call it. Where is it at? It's at the top of the plugin, huh? Man, if y'all don't stop playing. Let's see. Analog to digital mod options, 8-channel summing. Mod 1 represents the most accurate recreation of the hardware, while Mod 2 gives a different flavor that extends the usability of the... Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, what I'm hearing is just what I'm hearing, but there definitely is... I like the more authentic version of it. Alright guys, that is the P455 MDN Sidecar from Pulsar Modular in collaboration with Mark Daniel Nelson. I use this purely on my stereo bus. I use it for, one more time, the summing capabilities. I love that the analog to digital converter is placed. I like just seeing which one sounds best. I always keep the line amp on. I might do 0.3 to 0.5 dB of compression, but one thing I for sure am doing is I am driving this output. I am driving this output because this output gain is non-linear. It's doing a lot of nice gluing in the low end and just getting things to sit and gel more cohesive. I'm relying just on that saturation to do the compression for me. So again, guys, if you have any questions, drop a comment. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and if you use the plugin, let me know how you use the plugin too. You know, if there's something that you guys want to share, you know, let me know in the comments and I'm gonna get back at y'all. But in the meantime, between time, y'all be smooth, y'all be good to yourself, and I'm gonna holla at you. All right, watch out.